now it's time to get our high school athletes in the spotlight. Sponsored by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. Each week, Fran McLaughlin, owner of the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township, will highlight a male and female high school athlete for their outstanding achievement in high school sports. Brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room our good buddy, Fran McLaughlin. Good morning, Fran.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Well, we're it's overcast. I know I haven't been outside a little while, but it was overcast this morning. It's a little chilly. Last day or two of March. Yeah, man, we're grooving it. We're getting into the groove.
Yeah, we were spoiled yesterday. I get home from work. I go out to my deck. I kick my feet up on a railing, open up an IPA, and I'm watching the finishing races of the Stockton Regatta right out in my backyard in Brigantine. So got to see a lot of good local high school sports this week. NCAA, March Madness, men's and women's. You got the Phillies. It's a good time to be alive if you're a sports fan.
Yeah, it is. And I know the spring sports are starting to heat up. I know my brother's boy, Ocean City's baseball team, they have like 3 or 4 games under their belt. So it's starting to pick up.
Yeah, I know Ocean City split a home and home. They actually won on each other's home field with EHC to start the year, at least in the first couple of games. Softball. How about I get a 2-0 start from Wildwood Catholic girls, and they scored 23 runs in both wins.
Wow.
You know how you score that many runs, Billy, and the Phillies need to learn this. You get production from the top of your lineup. They're 2 and 3 hill hitters, go a combined 19 of 20 in those 2 games.
Wow.
I'd like to see that out of Harper and Bohm all season long.
Maybe I suggested that Bohm cut his hair. He got himself a little trim.
Yeah, he doesn't have as short as me, but, it's hard to pull off.
No, Fran, be honest. That's because you can't grow hair.
Yeah, I can grow. When you have a dome that looks this good, you have to take it all off. But back on that softball, it's been really a busy week. I mean, I was out of a couple games. I think I sent a picture to you. I'm standing on the left field line at Holy Spirit watching a baseball game and a Holy Spirit St. Joe's lacrosse game at the same time. But Vineland, Egg Harbor Township girls softball, they're starting to put one heck of a rivalry together. Last year, EHC upsets Vineland and goes on and wins the Cape Atlantic League. They upset Vineland in the semifinals. Vineland comes back and beats EHC to capture the Group 4 South Jersey sectional. So, of course, game 2 of the year, they meet up, go into the 6th inning, all tied at 4. EHC scores 2 to take the lead. And Vineland comes right back with 4 in the bottom of the 6th to win. So we'll be looking forward to their next game on April 16th as EHC travels to Vineland. That should be a fun rivalry all year. Then, as I said, baseball, I was out that Holy Spirit game. They took a pair of they opened with AC with a pair, scored a lot of runs in both of them. They actually are now 3-0 and have averaged over 21 runs per game in their 3 wins. Locally, baseball, St. Augustine, Absegami, Cedar Creek are all off the 2-0 starts.
Great.
So that's nice. I also got out to a flag football game, Billy. We played flag football in the gym.
Yeah.
I haven't really had much exposure to this. I know it's kind of a new high school sport. It was pretty entertaining.
Guess what? Dave Klemick is running. He runs a flag football tournament on Sundays, and I think our own Nick Earnshaw is the announcer. Klemick Performance Method. Yeah, they're playing.
Yeah, I'd say we went out to see Pleasantville. They beat Hamilton 19-0. Egg Harbor Township and Pleasantville both off the 2-0 starts, and they both both very athletic teams. I just always say as a track cross country coach, I love soccer players. They make great runners, and both of these lineups are loaded with kids from their girls from their soccer team. So athletic, and they can really shifty and they can move. So I look forward to when they go up against each other later in the year. And then golf, can't leave golf out. Mainland boys are off to a 6-1 start.
Wow!
So it's been pretty busy, and we haven't even talked about crew and track. So.
All right, now it's time for your high school athletes in the spotlight, brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township.
All right, we had a lot of I had to really narrow it down. I had about 8 or 9 names when I first looked at it starting on Thursday. But our boys athlete in the spotlight this week is Gavin Cesar, from Oak Crest High School. He's a sophomore midfielder for their lacrosse team. He opened up his 2025 spring campaign with 9 goals. He wasn't completely selfish. He threw in a couple of assists, too, in a 16-3 win over Millville. His 9 goals were a single-game record for the Oak Crest squad. He added 2 goals and 2 assists in a thrilling 9-8 win over Sterling that helped the Falcons off to a strong 2-0 start this season. He's coming off a freshman campaign that saw him score 22 goals and 14 assists, so he's well on the way of eclipsing those numbers. Then on the girls' side, the athlete in the spotlight this week is junior Gabby Jones. She's a first baseman and pitcher for the Egg Harbor Township softball team. The second-year player seems to be embracing her role as a leader in the Eagles lineup this season. Jones opened up the season with a 3-home-run performance and an 18-7 win over Millville. In 2 games for the defending Cape Atlantic League champs, she's gone 5 for 7 with 4 home runs and 12 RBIs. I don't think we have enough fingers and toes between all of us to figure out her slugging percentage. That's just it's pretty high. So she is off to a great start and helping. That should be a pretty good season for the Egg Harbor Township Eagles. So once again, congratulations to Gavin and Gabby, this week's Philly Pretzel Factory of Tilton Road and Egg Harbor Township athletes in the spotlight. As always, both Gavin and Gabby will receive Philly Pretzel Factory gift cards and free pretzel coupons for all their teammates and coaches.
All right, Fran McLaughlin, as always, we appreciate you and look forward to your Sunday edition of High School Athletes in the Spotlight. Thank you, Fran.
Sounds good, guys. Take care.
All right, there he is, Fran McLaughlin, with his High School Athletes in the Spotlight, sponsored by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. Each week, Fran McLaughlin, owner of the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township, will highlight a male and female high school athlete for their outstanding achievement in high school sports, brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory.